Hello guys, Alvarp here. We are back in my CTM app that I'm working on. Quick warning, if this video cuts out or I re-record it, in which case you aren't hearing this, I've got about 60 gigs left on my hard drive, and so that is a problem. I will try to solve that. And there's my excuse to get the new hard drive now. But, moving on to the subject, some more info on the map that I'm working on, because I'm sure that's what everyone cares about since you're watching this video. So, I have a granite intersection finished, or the only intersection really, because I'm just using a series of teleports, which should be obvious based on the fact that this is a giant floating area with nothing around it. And this is the easiest area, blue area. And so yes, I'm being daring and using void in the first area. So, yeah. Hang on, let's just do, time set 0. Okay, I had to reset my server, so I'm probably not an op on it. That's fine, though. I can pretty much do everything else. So, anyway, this is kind of the area, series of islands. I tried to have some variety, but it's, after a certain point, it gets a bit tough. I think this right here is probably my favorite. This one is going to be a really fun one to fight in. I've got to build a little, see if I can punch that. Oh, man. I can't because I have the sword out. Look at that, like a boss. So there's actually going to be a big old mushroom there. But, anyway, so, kind of different islands. And then this was inspired by, in the CTM jam, first one, Strawberry Jam, I can link to that. It was, I think, Apollo 9898's map. I don't remember what it was called. But it was basically a series of islands with teleporters between them. And it was actually pretty cool until my computer started lagging whenever you had the super fast skeleton mob things, and so I kind of quit after that. But the aesthetics were kind of what got me, so that's what I have so far. There aren't any spawners or stuff, and I'm gonna have to start off the player with a pretty decent amount of spider jockey, with a pretty decent amount of loot, because of the fact that it is full spawn. So I mean, look, there's a skeleton spawning on this island, which is pretty bright, so that's going to be an interesting thing to have to balance, but I'm kind of liking how it looks. I do have different mobs planned, see, range custom stuff like that, and then I'm just going to have to get schematics and paste them in. I think my plan for that's just to do that in one big step with, whatchamacallit, with MC Edit, just set some, where a certain kind of spawner is a sponge, and other kinds wool, because I don't want to use wool since you're not supposed to be able to get that wool. Yeah, this is the kind of chaos that I'm going to have to balance. Fun stuff, right? So, for instance, getting wool set up, or yeah, make one kind of certain color of wool, and then just run some replace filters. But this is what I got so far. I'm going to have to do some vine trimming here, and then I'm also working on populating it with houses and stuff. This one's still a work in progress right here. I like my roofs, and then these things. I don't know what I like about them. They just look really cool. These things that I'm punching, they just look so cool. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to make these a darker color after I look on it, though. It's a bit dull. But we got that, and then you got your little pathway that you follow. Loot and crap. I have the chest set aside that I want for loot, and then I'm probably gonna chuck a couple in when I finalize. I'm really curious how I can improve this section. I'm not a huge fan of it. Not because it's bad, but because the, like, I like the sand, since it's supposed to be sort of kind of like a desert. And I kind of want to have all three of these block types. The smooth sandstone, and stone. But it doesn't, I don't know, it just looks a bit, ugh. Like I should have some kind of veins of it instead of just, I don't know, more obvious brushstrokes, basically. I think that might look better. And then here's the fleecy box. And then one other detail about this thing, this section of the map. So, instead of having day-night cycles work like they normally do, the plan, for me at least, or for most of the areas, or some of the areas at least, is to have them each have their own timer. So if you notice, this area kind of wraps around itself, where if you really wanted to, you could probably get away by placing some water down in the bottom of that section. I'm not going to fly all the way down there, what am I doing? and then hopping off, and that's for the sake of keeping the chunks, I think, always loaded. This is on a server, mind you, so it loads a little bit more, and it also is a lot smoother, I think, for recording. I'm not getting any recording lag from this. But yeah, you get that, and then now I can set it up so that I can record, or I can have hopper timers somewhere over here that keeps it eternally night. And then, for instance, the area I showed you there, that's going to be always day, so you have that pretty sight of looking up, and then you just have the sun going straight down, so make that high noon perpetually. Make this midnight perpetually. I don't want the sun to move, so they're going to be relatively fast clocks, and I think a hopper timer is going to be the best option for that. That way it doesn't cause anywhere near as much lag as redstone timers and their lighting updates would. The other thing I'm not sure about is this little bridge. Just looks confusing, and obviously I can't have a giant hole. And I think I can actually get away with the flying bridge. I don't know why, but I think I like this flying section. The flying section isn't what's off. I think it's the fact that there are some... the pattern's too obvious, but I don't want to break up the pattern. So for instance, if I do something like this, it looks a little better. I just gotta figure out the right places to put these. But that's the progress I've gotten done, aside from the brain intersection. So I'm gonna cut this off here. Hopefully there's enough space on my hard drive that all this actually recorded. First time I tried, I noticed that I had 6 gigs left. I managed to delete stuff and get up to 60. And so we're gonna kill this skeleton and call it a day. There we go. See? Okay. And then I will be back with the next thing I decide to release. And hopefully it's not at, I think this is at 16 or 15 FPS because of the hard drive space left. So we're going to try to fix that and defrag and delete stuff. Until then, bye.